Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucy and this is my cousin Bobby.
Hello.
You remember him from our mukbang video. And for this one we have something different. We have a Halloween update video. And it's one of many and it's something that I want to do for a long time. I'm obsessed with this movie. Ask anybody.
He really
knows.
is. No, he really is.
Yeah.
We always used to watch it all
Right?
the time.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, you can ask my boyfriend, you can ask literally anybody. I'm kind of obsessed with this movie. It's a little bit of a problem.
Just a little.
Okay, now I know one of the issues I need to talk about. Anyways,
Here we go.
Back to the video. So as you guys know, if you follow like most of the Halloween update videos, like We Watched a Movie or Jimmy Champagne or even 3C Films, I fucking love those guys. And if you don't follow them, you should. And I'll link their channels right here at the bottom in the description box. They're the best, honestly. Go ahead and follow them. But no, seriously, if you guys follow them, you would already know the news about who's coming back and who's not. And if you don't, obviously, yeah, obviously, hi, that's fucking why we're here, right? So, obviously, David Gordon Green is coming back as the director and the main writer. We have Danny McBride coming back, and we have Scott Thames coming. And as the producers, we have obviously you guys know who's coming back.
I'm sorry, Jason. For producers, we have Jason Blum.
Right.
We also have Ryan
with
Turk.
Blumhouse producing it.
We also have Ryan Turk. Don't forget about that. John Carpenter himself. Then we also have
obviously,
David.
right, coming back and executive producing. Like that's the best. That's one of the best things that's making this movie and the three movies coming up, like the franchise coming up.
They're gonna kill.
Making it work because John Carpenter himself is coming back.
Just think about the other ones that he didn't approve.
Yeah, obviously we see like where these came from. Halloween 6, Resurrection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, obviously, but no.
But back to the point. But yes, we have David Gordon Green, and then of course the horror queen herself,
that's Jamie Queen,
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I will put applause in right there. Anyways, no, but and the cast is amazing coming up. And you guys know the three main Strode families coming up. Jamie Lee Curtis reprising her role as Laurie Strode, obviously, and then we have Judy Greer coming back as her daughter Karen, and then we have Andy. Her name is so hard to pronounce. I have it right here. Andy Matichak coming back as Allison, and then we have the fucking man himself, Nick Castle, coming back as fucking The Shape, which is interesting because when they had him the first time, it was like, okay, well, he's gonna come in a small little cameo, and James Jude Courtney, who's also coming back for this movie, he's gonna like take on the rest of the part, and it was
wasn't that the part where they put him in the movie in the mirror where she shot him?
Yeah, the main part, like that they showed in the trailer where she was like shooting. Yeah. So he was only supposed to be playing that part. And now it's kind of like, okay, well, they're bringing him back, and it's like, holy shit, well, what is he going to do in this one?
Yeah.
And you know they're fucking going to bring him back for Halloween, and so
they're gonna fuck with us.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking bad.
They're getting us ready for the second one now.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. And then I thought it was pretty funny and pretty dope of them. They're bringing, sorry for fuck up his name, we were talking about this off camera.
Sorry.
Jabril Ntambu. I hope that's how I say your fucking name. I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
But he was Julian. You guys remember him? He was so funny. For the last movie that came out, me and my boyfriend Eric, we got screenings to see the movie like 3 or 4 days before it actually came out. It was so funny, and then we saw the movie like a week or two after it came out. Both times that kid killed in the audience.
Really?
The audience was like going crazy for him. He was so funny. So I think it was kind of obvious, like, hello, bring him back. You know what I mean? If you really want to get those comedic, the comedic balance for the movie.
They are.
So
then we have Charles Cyphers. As you know, and I'm playing. If you don't already know, here's a spoiler. Here, I hate to say it, but he is the original cop.
Lee Brackett.
Lee Brackett.
Yeah. Okay, so like I said, I follow all of the videos, and I kind of like I smoke a lot of weed also.
Yeah.
And I don't remember hearing if they mentioned that he's gonna be coming back or not. I was like researching. I was looking on their IMDb page, and he was like one of the first people listed. So I was like, well, I mean, obviously, well, not for the one.
Well, I mean, if it's on IMDb, you know, I mean, it should be official. You know how sometimes they leak information.
Yeah,
well, they're one of the places.
Yeah.
Then we have Anthony Michael Hall as Tommy Doyle.
That's the huge news. Like, I think that's freaking crazy. Like,
what do you feel about that?
I'm fucking super excited. Okay, so he was on I forgot the show. I forgot the name of the show. I really don't know what it was. But it was like recent, and I heard that he got like a lot of like you know,
Reviews,
yeah, a lot of
it was
reviews
a
on
lot
it.
of positive
Yeah, a lot of like
reviews.
positive stuff. So I'm super excited for that. I only know his stuff from like his latest thing was like Edward Scissorhands. You know what I mean? That's all I know him
the
from was like
Jock,
the
the month of
80s.
Jock.
Yeah, like the 80s stuff, like the 16 Candles and the Breakfast Club. And then obviously like Edward Scissorhands. That's all I know him
Just
from.
out of curiosity, what do you think about Kyle Richards, the original Lindsay?
Okay, I am so fucking
What do
excited.
you think?
I'm excited because obviously she's been acting for a little bit. I think her last thing was a couple years ago.
Now we have to mention one actor that unfortunately has been getting bad rep. The original Tommy Doyle, which was played by Brian Adams.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So obviously he hasn't. Okay, him and what's her name, Kyle Richards. They actually both like. As far as their IMDb goes, they like have the last like I think it was like 2015. They both like stopped acting at the same time. But I guess like apparently what it was is like she has been acting more
More of her acting career than he did,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like yeah, she was acting more between that time, and he obviously hasn't. And then not only that, I mean Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle. Anthony Michael Hall looks pretty good. Like as far
Right,
as
like-
the look of like what Tommy would look like now, I think he looks pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm
Like,
not. I'm not saying anything against Brian Andrews, like anything like that. I think
of course, out of respect. you
Right?
know.
Yeah, out of respect. I just think Anthony Michael Hall looks pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He looks like a good like where Tommy would have ended. And I am like pretty interested in like where Tommy is at. You know what I mean? And Lindsay and
Right.
like where those people are at. And then like where what's his name? Lee Brackett like fits into the story. Like where exactly like that's just so insane to
how
me.
each one of these characters are gonna either open up the film or
Right.
how are they gonna play?
Right, and then like also what's exciting too is like I don't know if you guys have seen the tweet. I don't know if you saw the tweet on Jamie Lee Curtis's tweet. She was like that was a tweet like her welcoming Kyle Richards into the movie and like she's like into the Halloween movies, kind of universe or where she needs to be. But also she like mentioned like she is like one of like many who's gonna be coming back from the original movie, like the original cast and their like like the original characters and their actors. So like, okay, so like number one, they got Charles Cypher,
Right.
who's coming back. They got Kyle Richards coming back.
Anthony.
Those are the new ones coming back from the original.
Right.
Obviously Nick Castle and Jamie Lee Curtis, that goes without saying. So they're not really kind of like the hype coming back.
Right.
So with those four out of the way, like who do you think exactly like are they talking about? Like who exactly is left? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be anybody. Like if we really think, it could be anybody from the first movie. If you can remember.
No, well that's where they're coming from the first movie. That's
Yeah.
it. Like from the first movie alone.
True.
So like after that, like who else survived that night other than them?
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
what I'm saying. Like that's
Well,
what
her parents, her adopted parents, they survived. We never found out whatever happened about them.
Holy that's so true. I didn't even think about like the Strode family.
Yeah,
Holy
we
crap.
never thought about that. Like, you know what?
Also,
whatever
too,
happened?
you know what? And me and Eric were just watching it the other day, and we kind of mentioned it all the time when we were watching it. In the original movie, the reason why Lori goes to the house because her dad is like the owner of that realtor company or whatever, and he tells her to drop the keys off and whatever, and he's like, "Oh, they're gonna come look at the house later on."
Don't forget to drop the key off at the Myers place.
I won't.
They're coming by to look at the house at 10:30. Be sure to leave it under the mat.
Promise.
Whatever happened to that family? Like they never ever.
Yeah, that was.
I
like,
love
yeah.
the movie. I love John Carpenter, but why in the hell did he leave that little piece open and never use it?
Right, that was an
Ever.
opening.
Ever. Like you could have, I don't know, like
Well,
you could have
look,
showed at
Rob
least a
Zombie,
good.
like-
No, well, yeah, Rob Zombie never mentioned it, but
Well,
he,
no, they killed him.
no, but I'm mentioning
Oh.
like the parents of, I mean, the people who are coming to look at Michael's house.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested in why they never even at least showed an interesting kill for Michael to do.
True.
You know what I mean? Like obviously he was in that house; those people were gonna go and look at it. They just never went and looked at it.
Well, you know what? No, well, you know what? They probably did, but he was probably already chasing. He was already probably chasing Jamie.
I guess so. Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, you know, it doesn't mean he couldn't. He wouldn't have already killed him.
True. Yeah. True. Anyways.
Anyways. So we have. How do you think the movie will start?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay,
Do
so
you think it'll be starting with one of the original characters coming back and getting killed off right away to open up like a message?
I don't know. That's a good. I don't know because I don't know. I guess they could go like they could go lots of different ways, obviously.
Right.
But like they could open up from like right that night. Like obviously the house is still on fire and they just escaped and like they could look for Michael, kind of like almost like Halloween 2 feel, like picking up right from the night, and then
Right.
maybe like I don't know, like I heard a lot of people suggesting like maybe they could do something like that, and then like go to like a 1 year later type thing.
I heard some of them were thinking about fall.
Oh, like only like a couple months later,
Yeah,
huh?
like
or a
months
couple weeks later. Like
yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I
Like,
really didn't think about that.
like what if this is past Halloween? You know, like past a couple months, like you know.
Like this one doesn't even have to do with Halloween.
Yeah, it
in this
doesn't
one?
have like it does like it's continuing from that night.
I mean, honestly, a lot of people have said that. Like, what would Michael be like? Like, obviously, like killing other than that day, because Jason is not like just like every Friday the 13th he kills
Yeah.
them. He just fucking kills all the time.
Yeah,
it doesn't
he
matter.
doesn't stop.
So like people are kind of like, okay, well, besides the point of like killing Laurie and all this stuff, which they're kind of like, it feels like they're getting rid of, at least in Halloween Kills, and that'll be like obviously in the next video.
Right.
But it feels like they're trying to get rid of that like Strode. That Laurie, the whole Laurie thing, and like they're trying to get rid of it. But like if they're bringing back original characters, what if it's like he's just like, you know what, whatever happened that night, he's just trying to take out everybody. Because why bring
never
in?
thought about
Because
that.
why bring in all these characters? So why bring in all these characters from the first movie if not? You know what I mean? If not, you know what I mean? Obviously, like where's
Like,
this gonna lead you
yeah.
to into the second one? Like
How are
why?
they gonna play out?
Yeah, like why
Which
bring in?
role?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's so freaking interesting.
I believe.
Um,
Hey, here's a thought. Like, have you ever thought like you might hold somebody hostage into the third one?
No, I never thought about that.
I don't know why. Like, it could lead into that, for all we know.
No, but no,
And it
yeah.
leads into a final showdown between Michael and Laurie.
Like, who do you think he would hold hostage? I think if anything, okay. One thing that we didn't mention, like when we were looking, like mentioning the cast, is when I was on IMDb. What was the girl's name?
Jessica.
Oh damn, I didn't write her name down. Anyways, when I was looking on the Halloween Kills IMDb page, there was like a credit to, I forgot what her name was, but she seemed pretty young, at least like a 7 to 9 year old like girl, like young girl, like
Victoria.
I think it was like, wasn't her name Victoria or something like that?
Yeah.
I think the character's name was Victoria. Okay, so like, who the hell is she? Because I don't even like who. Like, where do you think she could even become? She could be like Tommy's daughter. She could be Lindsay's daughter. Like,
Do you think that could be their love show?
whoa.
My mom.
Like I didn't even think about.
My
That's why
mom.
they're both bringing them. Because what if Tommy and Lindsay did keep in contact after all that shit? Like after all that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't even think
we
about
we
that.
never really heard any of the backstory about what happened to them after
Yeah.
that night.
That's so. Okay. And what if they had a kid and that's their kid and he goes after her?
And he was hostage and
Like because they needed a babysitter for her, or maybe what if they haven't cast? Okay, and on that they are still casting for the movie because they're shooting actually September 13th,
right.
next Saturday, which is like, damn, you're gonna start work on a Saturday.
Oh,
Not
shit.
my business. I'll start on Monday.
Right.
On a Monday.
Monday.
But,
Monday.
no,
What
but- yeah, but they're starting next September 13th. And they're still casting for a little bit, and from what I've heard, they're like casting for like 60s to 70s type vehicles, and like that, and
Tribute
like
to the cars, to the original.
yeah, and they're casting for like firefighters and like paramedics and like hospital staff and
How do you
like
think they're
stuff
gonna
like
play?
that. Well, like I guess if they're casting for that, obviously it has to be like maybe like the night that Michael either got arrested or like something that like maybe like a flashback to him in
okay.
like Smith's Grove. Like something
Okay.
like that. I mean,
I can see that.
right?
Yeah. Bring them back like all the
If not-
all the original characters, like even the ones that we didn't think like that you would have never thought of, like who made contact with them first.
Yeah.
We never found out who talked to him first.
Right?
Like the one. Oh, right.
Yeah, and then on that too, like, how do you think Lee Brackett is going to fit into that Charles Cypher? Because, okay, that was Annie's dad, right?
Yes, and honestly, I hate to say this, I think they're gonna kill him off in the second movie, right off the bat.
In this movie?
I
Not,
think-
not in Halloween Ends?
I don't think he's gonna make it in Halloween.
Okay.
Just because You think about it.
What?
Out of all these years,
Okay, he's
just-
pretty old.
He's
right?
pretty
Is
old,
that what you're
but
saying?
no. Think of how much pent up rage he's had for this one guy who killed his daughter.
Oh, that's so true.
Like,
You know,
and
that's so
and
true
finally
because
it's up
he
to this
has
night.
he has what Lori doesn't have is like, yeah, Lori was traumatized at what happened.
Mhm.
Obviously, because she was only 17 when all that happened, and yeah, any young person, let alone a young girl, going through that, and you know, obviously from what we've seen, she never had any help after that. So
No.
obviously she had some psychological
We already
problems that happened and
backlash.
stuff. But yeah, I mean, that never was even a thought. Like what
Mhm.
happened to Lee Brackett losing his daughter, and what happened with his wife, and like
Yeah,
what happened
his
with all of
marriage.
them. Like yeah, that's pretty
We
crazy.
never found out what happened. to
And
his
like
family.
yeah, and how much like hate and rage he must have for Michael.
Oh,
Like
he probably
that
had
is
a
pretty
lot.
crazy. I don't, you know, so that's gonna be pretty interesting to see. Like, and if anything, I think like, what if he's gonna come back almost like a Dr. Loomis character? Because people were kind of
I
like
can see
leading to
that.
yeah, right?
Because
people
Dr. Loomis always had like a solution or somewhat of an answer how to lure him out.
exactly
Or how to find him.
exactly,
like,
and
this
a lot of
spot.
yeah, and a lot of people were saying that with Halloween 2018 that maybe Lori was gonna like almost take on the reins of like a Loomis character, and I didn't really get that from her. I just got that she was still Lori and she still had her
trauma thing.
her trauma that she was trying to work out, and yeah, she was chasing him like Michael, and yeah, she understood what Loomis understood, but I don't feel like she was coming at the same way that that Loomis did.
Well,
And-
you know, 'cause
and
he
I
had
don't-
like he wanted like in a way he still wanted to save him, but
I think more along the lines of like a professional standpoint. You know what I mean? Someone not necessarily who has studied this,
Right.
but someone who obviously like he was a doctor.
right.
A psychological doctor, and then a cop. Obviously, I'm not saying he
Yeah.
had like all the training in the world. So like obviously like he is someone from like an older standpoint and more of like a professional standpoint to like understand Michael and to understand how truly dangerous he is. And then Lori has the stand, like, you know what I mean? They're both coming from those two different standpoints. He's coming from like the professional standpoint.
She's coming as
from
the
like
victim.
as the victim standpoint, and maybe like you're saying, both of them together are gonna like they're
gonna
both kind
figure
of
it
like
out,
both
like-
figured out and try to like lure him in or like he trap him in, and
But I think he I think I'm sticking to my original thought. He's gonna die in the second one, but since we're
I
bringing all
wouldn't
this
doubt
up,
it. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it though.
maybe he dies to lead Lori to where he's at.
See, and that's what a lot of people were saying that was going to happen in the first movie.
Mhm.
That Lori was going to die as almost like a trap for Michael to get Allison and Karen,
Right.
and that didn't happen. So what if because and also too wasn't Lori she was pretty beat up at the end of the movie. So
She
like
was.
what if the movie starts up that night and she still is that character, but then I don't think she's gonna die in the
She's all
second movie.
messed up.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't think she's gonna die in this movie because I think they're still gonna bring her in to obviously Halloween ends because that's already been confirmed.
Right.
She's gonna be in all three.
How do you think she might have half of a role in this movie
No,
while they introduce all these other characters while they're while they're running around or trying to help?
no, I think I'm pretty. I think for sure, if anything, she'll die.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, if half the next movie in Halloween Kills.
Third one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like these are the
The
movies.
leading-
These are the movies that's gonna take the franchise away from them
Right.
and away from like Michael's just a cold-blooded killer. These people just so happen to be something that like he
chose
that came
that
in his
night.
path, and like even in the last movie they just kind of like happened to like be where Michael was.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It didn't really
Right place,
seem
right
like
time.
it didn't seem like he went out to find Lori, and he
Mhm.
went out to find Allison when she was babysitting
Lindsay.
no. When she was babysitting Julian, the little kid. It didn't seem like he went out to find them because how
Right.
would he know that who she was? It just seemed like he was going house to house to house, and it just so happened he came to the right house at the right time, and that just so happened to be Lori's granddaughter. And when he was looking for this girl, it led him to Lori.
Right.
And again, just like in the first movie said, fate never changes, and her fate was to cross paths with Michael.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
Fuck, mind blows. Fate never changes, even out of all the other movies. Like
Yeah, because that's kind of
Think
like
about it.
yeah, that
One,
was
two.
that was even the thing that they were kind of
Resurrect-
going. Yeah, with in
Resurrection
H2O,
Nation.
that was a big thing that they were going with. Oh, I just watched Resurrection earlier.
That's true.
As bad as it is, I know.
I
I
know.
watched it. I'm doing homework.
But yeah, like even H2O when she when her student said fate never changes.
Yeah, they were even discussing the same thing. It was still they were discussing Frankenstein, but it was still almost like the same thing,
Yeah.
like that monster confronting his fate.
And didn't you see her face when she froze? She was like,
Mm-hmm.
I said those exact same words that she said.
Right, pretty much, yeah.
The whole looking up the window and just.
What about all the cameos that, I mean, not like cameos, but like
Tributes.
little like tributes and homage that they did to the first movie?
Oh, I loved it. I loved all the Easter eggs. Oh my god.
Okay, one of the biggest ones that I seriously tripped out on was that, I don't know how, but Lori got like the blueprints to that room that Michael attacked her in upstairs, and that was her bedroom. That the ending. I don't. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. So that scene that they like pretty much that she went over the balcony.
Yeah.
And when he went and looked and she was gone.
Yeah.
That was the exact same setup of that room that she fucking threw. He blew Miss
threw
Shot
her
out of the last movie.
Yeah.
I mean at the first movie at the end. Isn't that crazy?
That's fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
So that's like all those little
I
things.
didn't know that.
And
That
then-
just blew my mind.
Right, yeah, and then again, like the thing where where Allison was looking out the window and she was right there, just like when Lori was looking out when she saw Michael.
Yes.
Like,
through
you
the
know what I
car.
mean? Yeah, like all those
Just
little
disappears.
homages. Yeah, those are like, I don't know. As like a super fan, I thought that was so cool, and even the stuff that they threw in from like H2O,
Oh.
the bathroom scene, and like the stuff that they kind of added in from like what was it, like part 4 when she was like outside at the gas station and stuff like that. I thought that was.
Oh,
really,
when she just
yeah.
looked and
Yeah.
then oh my god when he and that
Yeah.
poor guy just got bashed in.
And so on that note too, like just the look of the movies, it was.
Kinda
I
get
think they got
darker.
it pretty. No, well, like the shooting time that they do, because like I said, they're starting it next week, and I think they're starting it earlier from what they did last time, which means they're gonna give it more of like a fall look to the movie,
Right.
which
Okay.
means more of like an autumn, more of like a brown tones to the trees, and it's gonna look like really
Ooh, that's gonna look fucking good if they do it that way.
right. It's gonna look really nice.
Sorry.
So I think everyone's like really excited. Like as a Halloween fan, just
We're
the
getting
way
out.
just the way they did the first movie. Obviously they shot it in Pasadena, but the feel that they had of that first movie obviously like means something to a lot of people, not only horror fans but filmmakers alike. That people who like strive to get that John Carpenter Halloween
That
look
look,
and
that
feel.
feel.
Seriously, and for like Jason Blum and all these guys to be pulling that look off.
And then just to work with him, just for them to even work with John Carpenter
Right.
himself, and for him to approve.
Yeah,
And remember, you guys, out of all the other ones, he never approved any of the other ones.
right. Hey you guys, so this is the end of the video. Bobby vanished into thin air because I don't know, he had to go do some hocus pocus somewhere because Halloween is coming up. So he wishes you a warm-hearted goodbye. He hopes you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button right there. It's like a thumbs up, obviously. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscription button, and if you're not new, well, welcome back. And if you guys are into the Halloween update videos, trust me, they are going to be coming out regularly. I follow this stuff religiously, so as soon as I hear something, you guys are going to hear something, because I think we all deserve to know exactly what's going on with this movie, because I'm obsessed with it, and I'm pretty sure you're obsessed with it as much as I'm obsessed with it. Yeah, so hit the notification bell to be informed as soon as I come out with a video on it. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Love you. Bye.